Hello everyone, and welcome to Jumper Man Tech, where we specialize in HVAC but do everything DIY. This is the first part of my van build series. I am redoing my van, and we are starting with my floors. As you can see, I have spaces that are rusted, and we're going to be redoing it. Thank you to everyone tuning into Jumper Man Tech, and this is going to be the part 1 of my van build series, and I'm going to begin by redoing the floors. As you can see, they have already rusted up over the last few years, and I'm going to redo it. I have a few holes that I need to patch up, and we're going to start with that. We're going to use Bondo metal reinforced filler for this project. I have used this in the past. It worked pretty well and covered up some very large holes. And when we're done, we're going to protect the floor with this bed armor. This is waterproof protection. It's going to be a black color, and everything is going to look great. We're going to begin by prepping the floor. I would recommend wearing a pair of gloves, some kind of dust mask or respirator, and a pair of eye protection. So the spots that are rusted out, I have this scraper so that heavy particles can be removed, such as this, because that's just eventually come apart. So I'm going to start by scraping off the entire area that's rusted, and I'm just going to sand it down a little bit with this brush to make it nice. And then I'm going to use this grinder with some sandpaper. This can also be done by hand, but of course this will be easier. So we're going to begin by prepping the floors. All around this area and sand it down, and 2 inches around where there needs to be repairs. Same for everywhere there needs to be repairs. This is pretty smooth, and everywhere it's rusty, sand that down. Majority of the floor is good. It's just really this back area. So we're gonna sand out all the rusted area, and maybe even a light sand on this spot. And I'm going to redo the whole floors. So it's all sanded down. Really wasn't trying to make it too perfect. I just wanted to get it a bit smooth so we can prep the floor and start painting. Now I'm going to clean up all of the dust, vacuum it up, and clean the floor. Make sure it's clean and ready for paint. Next, we're gonna vacuum the floors. Alright, so the floors are sanded, the floors are vacuumed. Now we're gonna wash the floor, make sure there's no dirt or debris. And once that is done, we are fully prepped. And what we can do is use painter's tape and mask off the edges where you don't want the black paint, and you're ready to go. Alright, truck bed is now clean. I just put a little bit of water in a spray bottle, sprayed it down, wiped everything off, and nothing but dust was on here. And one thing to note is that you want this to fully dry. And once that is done, you can start applying your painter's tape. But since my truck is basically all black, I'm not even gonna do that. And yeah, let's let this dry and get started. Alright, so the truck bed is now fully dry. For this, I would really recommend you opening the side doors and working from there while you paint that side, and working from the back while you paint this section of the van. Except what happened is that somebody stole my car keys the other week, and I actually can't get into there. There's a padlock holding that closed. So the way I'm just gonna do this is when I apply my first coat, I'm just gonna let it fully dry before I actually apply my second coat. Let's get started. Alright, so with this kit we have a 1 gallon drum, brush, sanding pad, mixer, a tray for your paint, a roller, and the handle, a set of instructions. And for your corners, for hard to reach places, I also purchased the can. I recommend wearing a respirator or a dust mask with a pair of gloves and a pair of safety goggles if possible. done, let's hit it with the second coat. Alright, so the second coat is now applied. So for the second coat, you're going to want to apply a heavier coat than the first layer. And I waited a bit over an hour before applying my second coat. They say about 2 coats is all you need. I do have a little bit more paint left over, so I might go over a third time. And it says that it's ready for light duty use in 24 to 36 hours and heavy duty use in 48 hours. Since the majority of my floor was already covered, I'm just gonna go with 2 coats. I think that's fine. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the floors. So now that we have the floors done, which looked completely terrible, as you can see, I already started right up here. I'm actually gonna black out the ceiling. I gotta get rid of those white dots, and that's gonna be the next step. We're also gonna touch up the walls, get rid of some unnecessary stickers. I only want stickers really on the insides here, except for this one right there. Also gonna install a shelf, customize this whole thing. And if anybody found this video interesting or helpful, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you all next time.